she'll pay to stay skinny. I done been on that road, I done ate some great Denny's, and some Cracker Barrel.
Y'all better stop playing with Jack. All them Jack jokes? Shh. It's quiet. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your man Stilo Vino Pellegrino, Mr. Heem, Mr. Algorithm, Dewey Hoodie, Stilos in the building. It's your first time seeing my face, first time being on my channel. Welcome, glad to have you. Today, we have a special debut album reaction. That's what they all say from Kentucky's very own Jack Harlow. Now, how I'll be doing this will be a reaction mixed in with a review. So I'll be giving my thoughts on the entire album in its entirety, and I'll also be featuring clips to my initial reaction to every song on the album. Now, due to length and copyright purposes, those clips will be a little bit shorter than my full album reactions, but you know, it'll be exciting nonetheless. So let's get right into it.
First album, and I know just how it's gonna debut. Track 3 is why I tell her we gon' rendezvous. I'm signed.
This how Jack coming early on in the album. Now, Rendezvous, produced by the talented and illustrious Hit Boy. I'm not gonna lie to you, Hit Boy is my favorite producer right now. He's made listening to hip hop in 2020 such a joy to listen to, and he gave Jack an alley-oop on his beat. Perfect intro beat, and I love the way the vocal chops are layered over the synths and chords on this. Just beautiful music. No complaints here.
I became a millionaire at 22. Telling girls I love them and they love me too.
Yeah.
I don't question if they mean it cause I know they do.
I became exactly what I wanted to. I became a millionaire at 22. Now these bars give me goosebumps because this is go out and get it music. This is chase your dreams music. If you're an artist, this is something you might record after you just inked your deal. If I liken this to an athlete, maybe something you play after you just entered the league. You know, after you sign your rookie deal. This feels like a rookie contract going on into all-star like moves. You know what I'm saying? So Jack beautifully and eloquently painted the picture of self-discovery on this. I love the flows he tapped into on this, very fit for storytelling. I love the bounce on this. And what I gather from this record is that Jack is very proud of how far he's come, but he still understands he has a lot more work to put in and more things to achieve. This isn't it for him. He's just getting started. Steve-O, Vino, Pellegrino, hey. And the next record, Face of My City, produced by Sunny Digital and Q Beats. I can tell this is going to be a fan favorite for many people due to the fact that while the beat was still building up anticipation, the beat didn't even drop yet, and Jack wasted no time. He went from 0 to 60 within a blink of an eye.
Hotel, some bidding, gotta doing my bidding. You changed, no kidding, wasn't always this pretty.
On the Face of My City, co-signed by Diddy. Hard liquor, let's get right into it. The confidence is cutting through immediately. This is hop out of a foreign music, Sports Center top 10 music.
If she came to stay with me, ain't no way she ain't pretty. Got the 808 hitting, y'all some internet thugs won't come face to face with me.
Got the 808 hitting, y'all some internet thugs that won't come face to face with me. Like, I had the Jay-Z heading on the entire record. This is championship banner music, and after he hits that flow, he's really taking off after this. Like, Tummy Tuck it one time, she'll pay to get skinny. I love it. And then after he's done getting off, guess who come after him? The MVP of the year. You guessed it. You heard right.
Book bag 350. Hey. Got my hand on my blicky. My swag on dance for real. First come, then I'm paying the bills. Niggas bums, they got nowhere to live.
Wasted not a single bar. He had a marvelous verse. And at this point, I'm convinced Baby can do no wrong. He's straight up invincible.
We turn a killer right into an angel. I start demolishing shit.
We turn a killer right into an angel.
Shit when I'm angry, but don't be following me, that shit dangerous.
We turn a killer right into an angel? Are you serious? Are you for real right now? Is this reality? Boy, don't be following me. This shit is dangerous. There's so many quotables in this verse, and that reverse reverb effect that hits the headphones right in between Baby's rhyme patterns. Chef kiss, I love it.
First name, last name, date of birth.
Hey,
like a bad bitch, sign paperwork.
Yes.
Once the ink dries, can't say a word.
And it sounds like Jack settled into more of a melodic flow going into 21C/Delta. You know, that rap singing flow that's dominating the rap game right now. The production feels drowsy, but not in the sense that it's boring me to sleep, but more of a calming feeling. You know, the calm before the storm. And I like that subtle vocal ad-lib. It might be an uncredited vocal, but I'll feature it right here.
I know that I'm liable to make it worse, yo. Oh my.
This feels like travel music, and Jack for the most part is popping his, you know, talking his talk. Make a bad bitch sign paperwork. And Stilo loves beat switches. I'm a fan, and it comes at the perfect time on the song. That change in pacing took the song into a direction where Jack can add a little bit of perspective and get to a point of where we see him now. And I can tell this is the sweet spot for Jack in terms of tempo. Oh, you hear that? That switch up is mean.
I played you my first hit before it dropped. You were in the driver's seat and I was on the aux. You made the stank face, that's how I knew it was hot. Looking back, I gotta wonder if you would've thought.
I love the details he provided and context behind what it was like prior to him dropping the biggest song of his life and what's poppin' and what transpired after he dropped it and the success that it's accumulated. You know, everything that's come with it too, both the good and the bad. Jack also divulges on the record the moment he played What's Poppin' for what I presume is a special somebody. You can't just play your new fresh fire shit for anybody, so she had to have been special. But that tidbit, that short story, that anecdote fit really well in the story, and I'm glad he included that story on here. And the next song is Funny Seeing You Here, produced by J Labs, EY, and DJ Dahi. The song feels very soulful, very nostalgic. Sounds like a song that was written in a way that Drake would approach it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, just something that I picked up on, and the vibe is very tranquil. I like where I'm at. I like where you got me, Jack. Pause. Ooh. And it's more Jack reminiscing and reflecting on the past of a relationship that fizzled out and they reconnect at a later point in their lives. Now, this title could either reflect sarcasm or it could just be a coincidence.
I know you hate the way we drifted, but we both inside this party and we lived it. So what's up? A man's greed can't see the things that he's already got. Fucked it up between us cause I wanted you and...
A man's greed, what'd he say? A man's greed can't see the things that he's already got. Talk your talk, Jack.
Everything.
And that transitions into Way Out, produced by Jasper Harris, Heavy Mellow, and Jetson Made. I'm in the air talking about assets. I love that line. Shout out to Sean Don. But this song is cool. Maybe something that you throw on as you're getting ready to. Nothing really much to deep dive about or criticize. Song is cool. It's got a great vibe to it. The only thing I'm thinking about is this song memorable. Will we be reflecting on this album in 5 years and think that this was the highlight of the album? I don't know. Only time can tell.
I can tell who's on the way out. 25 show, check the payout. I ain't going home, I'ma stay out. Motherfuckers hate you when they looking for a way out.
Is that a banjo?
I'm in the eardrums talking about assets. Do you wanna? Yes. Hold up, I ain't even asked yet.
And the next song, Already Best Friends, produced by Joe Hodges, Ye Ali, and Jetson Made. This has a different vibe, similar tempo. It's a bit moodier, and I think that's because of the low pass filter that was used in the song to give it that moodier vibe and roll off some of those high frequencies and keep the vocals present. This is essentially a Drake record with just Jack as a performer, and that's cool. I'm not one to judge where artists get their inspiration from or how they choose to express that, and Jack is really young. He's like 22. He's still finding himself. I understand that. And Breezy's on this record doing what Breezy does. This tempo is a layup for Breezy. It's not much of a challenge. I've heard Breezy on many of these records with this tempo.
Don't trip, cause I know you're burning up. She say she love me, but she want her to fuck it up. 11. I'm tryna see what you want.
Just came in with an F and 2 girls with him told me he ain't got a preference.
But on the second verse, Jack approaches this record with a flow change and a point of view perspective. He's describing or detailing his encounter with a woman who's a dancer, I presume. And it sounds like a conversation that may not even been the highlight of his day that day, but now it's time stamped in history, and the song has been given extra life because of this song. But I like the vibe of the song. It sounds really well in a car. I like the fact that it's punchy and the vocals are clean as well. The drums and the kick are the foundation of this record, and the melody gives this song movement and life. But what's funny to me is Jack telling somebody's daughter in that tone that education is where the money is. It's both out of pocket and hilarious at the same time. Hey.
She brought a buddy in. What you studying? Education. That's where the money is. You think you funny, huh? Yeah, I'm the funniest.
And I'm confident, I guarantee it, that as soon as that conversation was done, she changed her major. Now the next song, Keep It Light, produced by La Musica, Harry Fraud. The soul sample flips on here with the bass line is an illustrious combination. It sounds like Miami Vice drug dealer music, something that I hear Benny the Butcher on. That would have been a good feature choice, or Freddie Gibbs. I can see that Jack has a really good ear for picking beats. He's a solid beat picker. On this album, he shifts between reminiscing on the past and detailing what he's going through and living through in the present, like losing touch with people, and that's going to happen naturally as is, but I'm sure that's magnified when you're a high-profile rapper, and it comes with the game. I like the lyric, I put too much work in to call it fate. He's got to celebrate that, and to anybody watching, you don't owe anybody anything. You put the work in, and nobody can take that credit for that but you.
I'm the Creme de la Creme, hey. It's filled to the brim, but you should still go be with him.
And the next song, Crim, produced by Paul Blanco and Genius. This is a sweet spot for Stilo. I like this. And I'm not too familiar with these producers at all. I really haven't heard much about them up until this album, but I really love this song. I really love this beat. Love what they did with it, with the drums and the kick and the flute sample. Solid placement.
Don't be surprised, baby. Look at where you found me.
Yes.
I'm just as dirty as the shit you see around me.
Hey,
but
I'm just as dirty as the shit you see around me. Facts. Mixing with Jack's confidence. There's some great bars on here. I'm just as dirty as the shit they see around me. 22 and popping. I feel like I'm on schedule. What's the chase when they down and come and find me?
What's a 9 to a dime piece? What's a headache to a youngin' trying to find peace?
What's a headache to a youngin' trying to find peace? That's a quote. Now, subjectively, of course, but my ears tell me that these are good bars. You can let me know in the comments if these are just whack, I'm tripping or whatever, but I think they're good bars. You know, it's just a solid record. I'm going to go back to this often. Whenever I throw this album on, this is one of the songs that I'm going to go back to. Hit a couple spots where they know me. Now, moving on to the next song, Same Guy, and I'm very excited to get into this, extremely. Produced by Nemo Achita, Brady Watt, and Jetson Made. Now, this is my favorite song on the album by far. It's subject to change. You know, I get to changing my songs frequently, you know, it just depends on my mood, but how I'm feeling right now, this is my favorite song right now. The choir was a addition to the song, Beautiful, and Adam Levine is a featured vocalist. I didn't even know this was Adam Levine until after I reacted to the song. I thought this was Uncle Charlie Wilson. I thought this was Charlie Wilson because Adam had that soul on him. Without a doubt, he elevated this record, without a doubt. And the chords on here are plush. I describe it as ear candy. And there's an instrument in here. I think it's the bass guitar. I love it. And these bars right here, hold on. I can't keep letting slide. Blame it on my youth, but I know I had time. Hey, I went it down. Hey, back into it. Same guy, Adam Levine. That's an interesting feature choice. I love it. Let's go.
I can't keep letting shit slide.
I can't keep letting shit slide. Hey.
Thought that I would change, but I'm the same guy.
I love it. I'm going to swear by that coming into the new year. That's a word. That's a vibe. Jack, I like these out of you, my boy. I like these. I like them. Zero complaints. As you can tell, I'm having a little bit of fun reacting to this. But moving on, Route 66. Produced by Mantis, Nico Baby, Foreign Tech, First Class, and Jetson Made. As soon as Jack came on the verse with the noise, I knew he was going to slide all over this, and I cannot get the opening bars out of my head. So I'm from Kentucky, but this ain't no in Dixie Chicks.
Bitch, I'm from Kentucky, but this ain't no fucking Dixie Chicks. Hey. This is not Route 66. She step out, take like 50 flicks. It was high. Think they fucking with me, but they not.
And I love the line. You know the line? Know my name, ring a bell like Raja. Give me all the hoop bars. Please give them all to me. Very fun song to listen to, and EST Gee bodied his verse. The subject matter on the song is very consistent with some of the earlier songs displayed on this album, but it's still dope to me nonetheless. Great natural bounce. I can hear the Drake influence on this song as well, and I hate to keep making a callback to that, but it's very prevalent on this album. For example, on the cadence, see you left, then you're not round, and the jeweler, and the hot, yeah, that one, that cadence, that reminded me of Drake. But it's cool though. I love the song. It's a dope song. You feel me? The low pass filter on this beat is a monster. Shout out to 40. I don't know if 40 was the first one to do this with this work with Drake and that moodier sound and giving that vibe, but he definitely popularized it. So shout out to 40. Thank God for 40. I don't know where hip hop would be without you, 40. Great song though. Transitioning into Tyler Herro, one of the more popular songs on this album as of right now. I didn't realize until I checked the credits what an all-star lineup of producers he had on the song. He has Nino, Jahan Sweet, Scott Storch, and Boy Wonder. It's always fascinating to me when a bunch of producers come together and for one song. These are all-star studded, Grammy-nominated, and Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum producers. That's dope. But that was more of my takeaway on the song more than Jack's performance in itself, because I've heard Jack display stronger wit, stronger wordplay and flow patterns and rhyme patterns on different songs. I've seen him go dummy on other songs, and I feel like he was cool. He was cool on this. But it's popular for a reason. That goes to show that, you know, the most popular record isn't always the best record on an album. I don't have any problems with this song. You know, I really like the line that the ones that hate on me look just like me. That's a dope bar. That's a tough bar, but that's just amazing to me that many high profile producers came together for this beat, all known for different things in their own catalog. I gotta see the behind the scenes of that. Anyways, you know, solid song. It's popular for a reason. And we on to the next one. Love Is Dro, produced by Squat Beats, track stars Nemo Achita and Go Grizzly, featuring the late great Static Major and God Tiller, Penn Griffey Tiller. Let's get into it. Now, the song is definitely another personal favorite of mine. Definitely on the same level of excitement as I had for the Same Guy song on here, but for different reasons. This song was initially a Static Major record, and I already loved it as is. Them hopping on a song, it could only elevate it. Like, it was already dope as is. My only complaint is in Tiller's vocals. I just wish they were as clean as Jack's. And I was trying to put my finger on it, why it sounded like that. And it's more than likely because, one, it sounds like it was emailed over. I don't think they were physically in the studio together. And I also think it's that flanger effect that Tiller uses on his vocals to give the vocals some movement a little bit more. But it may be a little too prevalent on here, and the vocals sound a little muddy. But this is a Bryson Tiller free. It's a Bryson Tiller slander free zone. You still the GOAT, my boy. I was just trying to pinpoint why it sounded like that. I had no idea, but love this record. I'm a fan. Stilo stamp of approval right there. Bow. You feel me? Love it.
I'll give you a rush, see, girl, my love is
And now moving on to what's poppin'. What's really left to say about this record? I'm gonna just roll the reaction clip, because all I can say is hit record, much success, elevation. Yeah, just roll the clip.
When it's just done, I'ma fill up arenas. Ooh, like Gilbert Arenas. Shoot my shot, I'm still with the demons. Ooh, I keep it thorough. Took her home, gave her a cinnamon swirl. I left it in, now I got her €1. Zeros on zeros on zeros.
Took her home, gave her cinnamon swirl.
Zeros.
In the final song, we have reached the final song on the debut album from Jack Harlow. And this is Baxter Avenue, produced by Ayo and Nami. And this was a moment of clarity for him. He's talking about where he's going to take it from here and how important his family is to him and how basically rapping and music is his gift. And I read that Baxter Avenue is a main street in the Highlands section of the city he's from. And it's near where one of the schools he went to school at. So there's some symbolism behind it. And if we liken this to sports, this feels like a closeout fourth quarter record. It's a nice way to end the album off. And in conclusion to my thoughts wrapping up on the Jack Harlow debut album, I feel like it's missing something. It was a solid album. It was a cool album to listen to. But I feel like Jack Harlow can sink his teeth a little bit as far as songwriting goes. I feel like he can unravel another layer. I feel like he can get more vulnerable and take it to it. He can really take us there, you know? I feel like he gets there, he reminisces, he reflects back, but I would like to feel more emotion. Like, as a rapper, Jack Harlow is very poised, he's very confident, he's an excellent beat picker. These are great things, and the musicality leveled up in this album with the choirs and the different instrument choices. Solid. I see a lot of progression from him, but there's still more things to work on. Hey, there's always room for improvement for all of us. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. And he's going to realize that after he listens to this album, maybe a year from now, he's going to want to change some things in the style. It's just natural progression. So I'm looking forward to the future from Jack Harlow and what he's going to do with his songwriting and how he's going to elevate and strengthen his tools as a rapper. But safe to say that I'm a Jack Harlow fan. If you didn't notice already, had a lot of great and positive things to say about him. But that's going to do it for this reaction. If you love this reaction, please throw me a like, share, subscribe, comment anything you want to, your favorite song, and anything that, or even if you have some personal experiences with Jack Harlow, if you want to do that, or anything, if you just want to say hi, whatever, it's on you. Whatever you want to do in that comment box is up to you. But I hope you're feeling good, doing great, protecting your inner peace, working on your mental health. Understand that every day above ground is a great day. If you woke up today, you got the win, and we should all be grateful of that. No, I'm working on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Big Stilo, Jack Harlow, 502, come up. It was a pleasure. See you.